this video, we're doing 8 hi-hat techniques for great sounds. Coming up. Hi, my name is Kevin Zahner, and if this is your first time on Rhythm Notes, please subscribe so we can help you level up your drumming and home recording today. Hi-hat technique, like any cymbal technique, is important for us to explore and respect to level up our drumming, so let's get right into it. If you want more in-depth explanation and examples to go along with these tips, go to rhythmnotes.net where you'll find an article about these hi-hat techniques. I'll put a link to that article in the description below. Technique number 1. Use the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the hi-hats. This is going to be great for accent sounds. Play around with the angle at which you meet the stick with the cymbals so that you don't destroy your sticks. Too steep of an angle can be really choppy. Maybe you want that sound, right? Maybe that's what you're looking for. Go for it. But just know that that angle can determine how much your sticks get chewed up and really the kind of quality of sound and rebound or technique or work you have to produce to get more sound. Number 2, use the tip of the stick on the top of the cymbal. Now, again, the tip of the stick doesn't work as well on the edge of the cymbal. It's hard to be that accurate. So think about accents and unaccented notes. Accents are really easy to play with the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the cymbal, as we talked about in tip number 1. The tip of the stick on the top of the cymbal is really good for taps. It's also really good for subtle rolls, like in the intro to number 41, with Carter Beauford. He is a master at the playing surfaces of the hi-hat and the stick. He uses the tip on the top, he uses the shoulder on the edge, he even uses the shoulder on the top for a different kind of accent. It's going to be really evident that a lot of the tips on this list come from players like Carter Beauford, one of my all-time heroes. Tip number 3, varying degrees of open hi-hats. From very tight to very open, there are different degrees of open hi-hats that you want to explore. They make entirely different timbres and work great for different phrases. So when you consider there's anywhere from 3 to 6 or 9 different degrees of open hats depending on the cymbals and the player, that's a lot of different dynamics or, like I said, timbre contrast for phrasing a song or supporting a solo. These are things you want to access and not just take it for granted and leave it at, well, open hats are open hats and closed hats are closed hats. There's so much in between that you might want to explore and work with. Number 4, pea soup. This is the hi-hat slurp, and it's very, very important because there are different slurps. There are varying degrees of open slurps. You can put slurps on different eighth notes or different 16th notes. There are no real rules. The rule is like, as always, what sounds good is good. What you like is what you should do. Okay, so check out drummers like David Garibaldi, but also check out, like I said before, Carter Beauford. He has a variety of different approaches to using pea soup and slurps. He puts slurps on the downbeats, he puts them on the upbeats, he puts them in different accents. He opens a slurp and leaves it. One of my favorite songs to play is American Girl by Tom Petty, mostly because there's a slurp in an interesting place. It just moves the beat along. It's just one little accent, one timbre, one thing that Stan decided to play, and it's great. I wouldn't want to play it any other way. Number 5, the foot chick. So this is just closing the hi-hats, making the chick sound with your foot. You'll see a lot of jazz players playing 2 and 4. If you're going to get all Tony Williams on us, you might do every quarter note or every eighth note. It's good to just even keep time. Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, boom, chick. And that's all the song might need at that moment, like opening more opportunity to layer in cross stick or snare drum or shaker, whatever the song needs or whatever you need to do to serve that song. Number 6, splash with your foot. So splash the hi-hats is a thing that I learned early on in my development that works great for transitioning, maybe transitioning in a phrase where you're going from brushes to drumsticks and you have to put down the brushes and pick up the sticks, and a couple of splashes on the hi-hat keep the phrase moving forward while you transition, because that's usually when that stuff's happening anyway. I remember one of my teachers saying, man, the groove just disappears when you change the sticks. Why don't you splash your hi-hats? What a great idea. It's more than that though. It's something that people leave out in terms of an opportunity to maybe accent or articulate some sort of support for a musical phrase. I just really like it as its own voice as I'm playing a groove. Combine 5 and 6, the foot chick with the foot splash, and you have the chick splash. Terry Bozzio did a video on musical drumming and the ostinato. It was very inspirational to me, just thinking about different foot ostinatos. I'm not even going to get into how much control he has with his kick drum and how just musical those phrases are, but just the splash chick ostinato with your left foot is a really cool way to keep a rhythm going, maybe while you're soloing or improvising, or maybe even just that works for the groove. I used this technique on the video that I did mixing congas, drum set, and timbale. I used it for simulating the weirdo part in the cha-cha. And number 8, add a toy. This could be something that's designed to go on a hi-hat, or it could just be a set of goat nails that you toss over the top. If you don't have a tambourine that's designed for the hi-hat, you can just take any tambourine and drop it on the top. It might be a little bit chaotic and messy. Maybe that's the sound that you want. If you want more control over that, there's different things you can do, like just buy the equipment. It's not very expensive. I like the Meinl equipment in particular, especially the rings that just go right over the top, and especially the hi-hat tambourine that'll clamp to the rod. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to watch more like this, check out this video on controlled strokes. The technique for accented and unaccented notes in that video works really well on hi-hat. Also check out this video suggested to you by YouTube, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Bye.